Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is everybody on? Sorry, I know that sometimes this is a little behind, so please let me know if that's the case. Welcome, everybody, to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. We got Kemi, we got Hannah, myself. We are so excited for this episode. First, we want to say hello to everybody out there as you all trickle in. Thank you for coming an hour early. We know. This is why we ask you all the time. If you don't already, click like, subscribe, click to receive the notifications, smash that bell so that you know when we're on early or we're on late. Typically for Double Agents, we are recapping every Thursday at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, but today we're doing it an hour early because we have a special guest and we're so excited that she could make it here today. She is somebody that we've been trying to get on for a couple weeks now. We've been hearing you. We know that you want her on as well. We're super excited to have Miss Amber Martinez. Let's get her on.
Hi.
Hi, Amber.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for making this an hour early. I really appreciate it.
No, we had to get you on. We do. Sometimes, we roll with the punches here. That's why we always ask our fans to just follow us and we let them know when it's an hour early, when we're running late. But we are so thankful that you were able to put us in your busy schedule to talk about all things that happened on yesterday's episode, which was a very good one.
Yeah, it was juicy.
So before we kind of go into it, Amber, I want to ask the chat, y'all, give her some love, say hi, ask us questions. We'll definitely pick some of the best ones to ask her. But typically what we're going to do is just recap the episode yesterday and kind of go into your experience so far on the challenge, because this is your first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you came from Are You the One, right? So you went from one MTV show to something like the challenge, and they're definitely not the same type of show. So kind of go into it. I would want to know, and some people, I'm sure the fans want to know, what inspired you to get on the challenge? Is it something that you've been watching for a while, or?
Yeah, I started watching from season 30, and then I got on Are You the One. I'm like, oh my God, if I'm on Are You the One, then there's a chance that I can get on the challenge. So I made sure Are You the One had little challenges, so you can go on dates. I try to go extra hard, so they can see like, hi, I'm athletic. But yeah, I got a phone call for last season, but I was an alternate. So that just gave me a push, hopefully they call me back, and then they reached out to me again for this season. So yeah.
I love that you were planning ahead. Even before you were in the franchise, you were like, okay, 5 steps ahead. Let's show out for these challenges. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. I was manifesting. That's what you got to do.
Absolutely. So let's just hop into the beginning of this episode, because in the beginning of this episode, you are a rogue agent, and so you don't have anybody. Michi just left. He was your partner. You've been getting, slowly but surely, these past few episodes, you've been getting a little bit more airtime. You've been creating a little bit more of that this static electricity with some of the people in the house. Tell us a little bit about your experience so far from the beginning to right now in the show and where we're at. How do you what's the atmosphere in the house? How are you feeling?
Honestly, it was really hard for me because I knew for the rookies it was going to be really hard, but I was the smallest girl there, and I already knew I didn't even have to see the cast to know that I was already going to be the target. So just being in the environment and hearing people talking about me, calling me weak and small and a baby, it was really annoying. And I didn't have any female friends in the beginning because I was the last person to get a room. So I had a room with majority of all the guys. So all the girls have these cliques, and I didn't really have any cliques. So it was really hard. My only friend in the beginning was just Nelson, and then he went home. So I had to, start playing strategy, and I was like, I need to make an alliance. I need to form friendships and stop being a little shy. So that's, all of us rookie girls got together because everybody just kept talking about us, and we're saying we're easy wins and an easy school. So I know I'm not the strongest, but I'm definitely very smart. So
yeah, and it's not like you went in like immediately or you didn't perform well in the challenges. I feel like the whole like, oh, she's small thing is just such a cop out. Like it just gives someone, it's just so easy to talk about. And I feel like it's old. Like you could easily talk about people's past performances, like some of the vets, and say how they've performed. And, you have a blank slate. Whereas like you're just underestimating someone just because of, their height, which, I mean, all of the competitions are tested, first of all. So if the producers didn't think that you could do it, like they wouldn't have them there. So it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's really annoying too. And it's also like you said, Kimmy, I think it's kind of a cop out because also there's how many people who have been on some of these seasons and haven't made a final, which I feel like would also be a pretty good excuse to target someone like as an easy person to get out. Whereas if someone is a rookie too, I mean, one, they haven't been on there, that's true, but you really have no idea what they're capable of if they're a rookie. I feel like that's almost more dangerous to me. Like if I were a player thinking that, like, you don't know what to expect from them, at least with the other people, it's kind of like the devil,
Right. You can just study them and how they played their game before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, it's just super annoying, like the height thing. Like, it's like, oh, Amber's like 5 foot, so she won't be able to do anything. And like, Fessy's like 7 feet, so he's going to be able to do everything. And to me, if you're thinking that way, I would be like, okay, so shouldn't we target Fessy since he's just going to be like so big and bad? Shouldn't we like try to get him out from the beginning instead of just letting him go to the end? But I feel like people don't think like that. Like, it's so weird.
Right. And I was thinking like that. So when the episode we were trying to get Tori and Anissa to go against each other, I was literally going to vets that have been there for years, Nani, Teresa, Cam. And I'm like, listen, like, do you want to see Tori in a final? Because I don't, like, let's get her out of here. Let's have Anissa go against her. She wants to go to the smallest player. Let's put her against the biggest player, like, that's just how it is.
Yeah. I really commend you because as a rookie, I feel like, especially in past challenges, like the rookies are always targeted first. The rookies hardly ever have a chance to really advance in the game. And it seems like this year has been like the year of the rookie. And it's like, and I'm all about taking your power back, right? So it's just like, you took your power back, girl. You said, I'm not going to sit here, because people play scared. And I don't like that either. I don't like people playing scared. Kind of Kemi's, what Kemi mentioned. It's like you're there because you're a competitor by heart, by nature. And if you're gonna compete, you want to play smart. And I think that you, as well as some other people on the show, have played really strategically. Like you're playing to your strengths. You know that while you might be a smaller girl, and part of that little itty bitty committee, you all have a very smart game set and being like, nah, bro, you're gonna target dogs, and just like because you have to use all of it. It's not just your physical strength, right? It's like your mind, your everything. So, and
at one point, everybody was just focusing on that.
Absolutely. I know someone said year of the rookies where it's like it is because the first three, or the first two, were not rookies, and usually in the very first season, in the first episode of the are rookies. Basically, usually the first 3 or 4 episodes are all rookies.
People see it as an easy way to keep blood off their hands, to just toss in someone that they don't have a relationship with. So I feel like that has happened this year.
Yeah, and absolutely. And as someone like Amber, you obviously are you're not one to back down from a good conversation and a controversy and when people are talking shit. So
Right.
you really made the conversation a lot more interesting to watch because you're just like, heard you talking about me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I heard someone talking about me, I'm like, wait, what did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go talk it out? Like, I'm always like that, especially we're living with these people. And for me, like, it was really draining my energy to have tension with people in the house. So it's just like, we can either squash the beef now or where one of us has to go. That's just how it is.
I have a question for you. So you talk about like that being kind of your like mindset, like if you hear somebody talking about you, just address it. Do you feel like that differs like with the new people that anybody that comes into the house? Do you feel like that mindset is like different from the people that come from different shows? Like, do you feel like the Big Brother people are more keen to like not approach you like directly to your face, or you know, with other people from like past seasons, or are you the one? Because I feel like just from watching Big Brother is not a necessarily like confrontational show. Like you're trying to please people the whole time. And so I just
Right.
wonder how you feel that like carries over onto the challenge. Like, do you feel people have a different approach from like the shows they come from?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like majority of the house are not confrontational people, and that's including some of the Big Brother players, some of the UK players, also some of the vets, because they didn't show it, but there was times where I had to pull vets aside and, you know, let them know like what's going on. Like, why are you talking about me? What do you have to say? Say it to me. And they'll be like, whoa, I respect you for coming up to me, because usually everyone just talks shit about each other and we smile in each other's faces, but you're not doing that, you know? And it's just like, I get it. Like, we have to lie and be fake, but it's really hard for me to be fake. Like, my facial expressions show it. My body language shows it. Like, I can't.
Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of refreshing. I mean, you don't know this, but this is my first season watching, and I think I don't know, I like the confrontation. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm dead.
What'd you say, Kimmy?
It makes for good TV.
It does, for sure. Okay, so do we want to get into last night's episode?
Yeah, so we go in again, like saying Amber is a rogue agent. She and here is kind of the back end, right? You also, from the last episode, are kind of having some beef and some issues with a couple people in the house, particularly a Big Brother person in particular that was in the show said to be your best friend, but it was like you almost knew the inside. So going in, your rogue agent, Amber B, is now kind of target number one on people's lists, but she ends up winning this challenge. So we go into the first, to the first challenge. What was your mindset going into that first challenge?
Honestly,
how big it is. Like, tell us, like, because that we saw Big T's reaction. Was that everybody's reaction? Was everybody freaking out?
Are you talking about for the challenge last night?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out. Like, that was scary watching from the side. I'm really happy I didn't have to do that. I wanted to do trivia though, but yeah, I was just happy I was rogue, because when I found out Darrell and Amber won, I was like, thank God my ass would have went in. So whoever's next, I'm so sorry for you.
No, I think everybody at home was kind of like, it was kind of nice. Like, I just like to see like a wrench being thrown in people's plans. Like, anytime somebody has like this direct thing that they, or like whatever plan they're going with, I just like, it's just interesting to see it being messed up. And so it was fun to like kind of see that backfire on the group, that like you kind of being targeted last week and then now you can't really this week. And so it was good to see. But that challenge was terrifying. And also the trivia was just like not, what was that? Because some people had questions that were like, is it illegal for anyone in football to throw the ball that's not the quarterback? And then one of them was like, how many agents are in the CIA? Like, that is not not level trivia questions at all.
Yeah, there were so many different questions, and I'm just like, I don't even know half of these questions, and I'm like, how does Nam know majority of these questions? And he's from Germany. Like, it was really funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I don't know. I think I'm watching some comments come in saying that there's a lot of like static coming from you, Amber. Maybe
From
it's
me?
maybe it's your AirPods. Do you think you can
Should I take them off?
Yeah, you could take them off. I don't. I mean, I'm not using the AirPods, so let's see if it sounds better.
No.
You might have to disconnect the Bluetooth.
We'll just go into, you can kind of look into and see if you can just take off the Bluetooth and see if it sounds a little bit better.
Here, unmute her.
Hello?
That's better.
That's better.
Okay.
Oh my God, way better. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
No,
so fine. Literally every time we do this, something happens with one of our cameras or one of our audios or whatever. You're totally fine.
Yeah, disclaimer, we are not professionals in any way with this audio and video stuff. We're still learning. Yeah.
That's why I came early, because I was like, something always happens to me. Let me just log in 5 minutes earlier.
No, you're so good. It sounds a lot better now. But anyways,
Wait, I have a quick question about the daily challenge. So I feel like the amount of core strength that would have been required to do that, like I was like freaking out. Like there were some people who were almost like parallel for like 10 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, can you talk about that? Because I feel like that is where I would have struggled. Like the moment it even tilts a little bit, I'm jumping in.
Yeah, they didn't show, but a lot of people were like screaming out of pain. They're like, I can't do this. And what is so funny is that before every person dropped, they screamed out to their partner saying, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And just like fall right in. It was so funny. But honestly, I was really impressed with like Gabby, and I mean, I was impressed. I don't want to say it, but Amber B, like they were doing good. Everyone expected them to fall first, and their core strength was, very strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly was pretty surprised too with the people that held on for a long time. Like, I think that's another reason that it goes to like your size doesn't necessarily mean anything in some of these challenges, because like obviously when you're just standing there in your challenge gear, nobody can really measure things like your core strength. Like you can't really see that, but it obviously benefited them. So
yeah, and then you have people like Josh and Fessy who obviously are holding up, and CT who are obviously holding up a lot more. I'm sorry, Billion's like in the frame, but holding up a lot more weight than like Gabby or you. So it's like that's a little bit more in your favor. And I feel like that is like what frustrates me the most. Like I feel like the challenge kind of is a little bit well balanced for everyone's strengths. And everyone acts like it's like WWE.
Right.
So, yeah.
Everyone acts like you need like a 6-pack and veins popping out of your arms and all of that. Like it's not always about that, because even those type of people gas out or get hurt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So so you don't get to play this because obviously you don't have a partner, right? You're just kind of in the sidelines. So you're kind of fending for yourself. When you find out, so after this whole challenge, you find out that Jarrell and Amber B, win this challenge. Mm-hmm. At this point, have you all talked? Like, have you had because we didn't see it, but like, what was the feeling of that? And did you feel like you were in a good spot, not in a good spot?
Personally, I felt like I wasn't in a good spot because before the challenge, Gabby and myself had just approached Amber B, and I already knew since I'm rogue, she's not coming for me. So the next person she's going to go for is Gabby. And then she was talking about she wants her skull, and, Gabby's also a small girl too. So I know she wanted to go against her. So I was like, if she puts Gabby as the house vote or has people, make Gabby as the house vote, that's already like a number on my side, and that's going to hurt me. So, I was trying really hard to convinced Gabby to talk to Amber B. I was like, listen, you need to put your ego aside. It's $1 million on the line, honestly. Like, your ego is not worth $1 million, you know? She was like, at first not trying to do it, and I get it. But I just, you know, I had to break it to her, and then, you know, she finally spoke to her. But at that point, I wasn't talking to Amber. It was just, it was weird, you know? And I just, what is there to, there was really nothing for me to say. Everything, she played me out, you know? She lied to me. So she's like, anything that comes out of her mouth, I don't really care. And I'm a rogue agent, so I don't have to sit there and beg to stay. I was actually the only one partying that night. Everybody else is game talking and talking about the house belts, and I'm like, hey, you want a shot?
That's
So-
really a great feeling.
What was your relationship like with Kyle around that time? Because, like, he was the one who told you that Amber kind of, like, double-crossed you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you and Kyle have, like a decent relationship, or was he just trying to stir up drama?
Oh, no. Kyle and I were actually very close. We shared a room together. So that kind of bonded us. And we really didn't like Fessy and Anissa. So that kind of brought us together. And he's also with the UK girls. And I was with the UK girls. So we were just like always together. And when him and Cam won the challenge and Amber B pulled him aside, you know, to tell him not to tell me, he told Cam that. And Cam was like, listen, don't tell Amber because we don't need to start problems, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the next day I pulled him aside. I was like, tell me if she voted for me. Did you see that curly hair girl on that screen? Let me know. And he was like, yeah. And she told me not to tell you. And that got me even more mad because that's how you just know you were being shady.
Yeah.
Now, question for you. Like, did you, when you asked, is it because you knew? Is it because you knew something in your heart was telling you that she was going to backstab you? Was it a specific conversation that maybe we didn't see on TV? Or was it specifically because you knew that she was close to Big Brother people? Or did you know that at the time?
I didn't. Well, I know the Big Brother people always watched, like, looked out for each other. So that wasn't anything new. But I didn't know she was in 2 alliances and Big Brother was over our alliance because us itty bitty girls were together all day, every day, you know? So, but I was just getting weird gut feelings. And then Gabby, once her and Devin became partners, I guess Amber, because Devin was like, Big Brother sucks, I don't like Big Brother. So I guess she thought since Gabby was partnered with him that she thought that Gabby was going for her too. And she was like acting weird towards Gabby. And Gabby kept telling me like, no, you just be careful with that girl. I don't really trust her. And what really made me think about it was Michi, because Michi told me that Amber had voted for me before, which I didn't know about. He was like, she voted for you before. You can't trust her. She's not your friend. And him and I actually got into an argument. And I'm here defending her. I'm like, she never voted for me. That's my friend. Like, she's more my friend than you're my friend, you know? So he had me thinking. And I'm like, why would he say that? It's like he's not going to say that out of nowhere. And then I had to ask Kyle, and he told me, he confirmed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks though, because like you want to believe your friend, but also like there's really no benefit for Michi to say that.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that he gains from that. That sucks. I have a question for you though. Do you feel like you would have, so like you obviously bonded a lot with especially the UK girls. Like, do you feel like you would have had that immediate, was it like their personalities, or was it more so too because like you guys were the rookies? Like, do you feel like if y'all weren't the rookies, would you guys have immediately like kind of clicked together? Because I love seeing y'all's friendship, especially Big T and Gabby. Big T's my favorite. I love her and I love her personality. But do you guys feel like it was like specifically because of them and like their personalities, or just because you were kind of on the lower end of the totem pole and so you banded together?
I think it was both. Like, it was us rookie girls all together because all, you know, majority of the vets were like, let's get these easy girls out. So it kind of just brought us together. But even before, like, our personalities, we just all got along. And, you know, Gabby and Big T were already friends before coming into this. And then Amber and Big T were roommates. So it's just like it all, like, we were just all together all the time.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed watching all of you together. It's been fun.
You know what's weird? I feel like no matter what, if more Big Brother players come in, like in seasons to come, they're all going to be like clicked up. Like it's going to be, you know, a Big Brother alliance. Even if they're not that close outside of the show, it's still going to be a Big Brother alliance.
Right.
Like, why can't Are You the One be the same way? Like, you're from Are You the One, Devin, Tori, Nelson, like,
That's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I know a couple people. Hey, Tori. Hey, Devin. And then boom, the two people. I'm like, ugh, I don't even like you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good if Jess, you or I gets on the season. We already know that, you know, Are You the One isn't solid. So we got the other people.
Exactly, little, yeah. So AJ wants to know, does Amber M think that Amber B would have stuck it out with them if no other BB players were there? Was this the overall like crumble to your relationship? Was it just this, or was it like, was she being shady before, or like how would you describe that?
Honestly, like I said, when Michi told me that, that's when I started getting very, you know, skeptical, and then I started getting these gut feelings. And I remember asking who would she vote for. In the beginning, she wasn't telling me, and then she's like, "Oh, don't worry, like I'm not gonna vote you in. You're my friend." But I feel like if there was no other Big Brother players, she definitely would have stuck with us. And to me, it just kind of bothered me because I know for a fact that the itty bitty committee club, like we were friends, not just an alliance. And I know that Big Brother people saw Amber just as an alliance and just as a, you know, like, do you really think Fessy will pick Amber B over Josh and Casey? Like, let's be real, you know?
No, we talked about that last week.
Over Fessy and Casey. So it's just like, girl, they see you only as a number in alliance, and I saw you as my friend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally talked about that last week of kind of like the totem pole of the Big Brother alliance, and how we definitely felt like it was more so Amber B, Lolo, them at the bottom of that, and then Fessy, Casey,
right,
and Josh right there at the top kind of running that. But I think if they had the opportunity or they had to cut somebody, it was not going to be one of them. It would definitely be an Amber B or Lolo.
I was closer to Amber B more than to Gabby and Big T. So like that was like my number one, you know? So once I started getting these like shady vibes, and then I just got more closer to Gabby and Big T, and then, you know, we just stuck together.
That's what kills me is because they don't really show you as much of that interaction on the show. And so to find out that you two were each other's like people were saying, oh, they were besties. And I was like, I didn't even see that. I mean, I saw the closeness, but it didn't really actually show on the show, like how close you were and how in real life you would be feeling so backstabbed by that.
Right. And yeah, I know a lot of people are just like, oh, like that's how the game's played and you should know this and, you know, whatever. And it's just like, you guys don't see, you see like an hour footage of like a whole week, and, you know, we wake up together and we're hanging out all day and we go to sleep and, you know, we're partying. So, and even before filming, when we were in the hotel, she was the first person I met and the first person I was talking to, and we had a layover and we were hanging out the whole 5 hours together. So it was just like, we had a bond before going into the house, and then we had the bond in the house. So it just really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I feel like fans don't understand that, you know, like sometimes people say like, oh, it's just a game. But it's like, you know, when you're in there, like, that's your real life. Like, if you're there for like November 2020, like, you don't have a life outside of November 2020. Like, your life was in the challenge. So like, and you can't say like, oh, you know, we built these great bonds without also saying like, you know, we had a bad interaction. Like, if people have a positive experience with someone or a negative experience with someone, like, the positive one isn't more valid just because it's like a game. Like, it's, you know, it's all, right. That's your real life at the end of the day. But I did want to ask, if you're allowed to say this, what's your relationship like with Amber B now?
Well, after the show, she reached out to me, and, you know, she was like, so sorry for voting for you that one time, and you know, I was just playing the game, and I'm like, you know what, it is what it is. you did what you had to do, whatever. It's water under the bridge. But then as these episodes are playing, she didn't vote for me once, twice, 3 times. She voted for me 4 times. So I just feel played like a violin, you know? Like, I just feel stupid because when everyone would warn me about her or talk about her, I defended her behind her back or in front of her, you know? Yeah. And I'm just like,
yeah. So when she reached,
but from a distance, like, that's it.
So when she reached out, she said specifically that one time,
like, sorry for voting for you, and I just had to do what I had to do. And I'm like, okay, it's cool. But like, we spoke in the house and she told me she voted for me that one time. So I'm here thinking, like, you know, it's okay. Like, we all had to do these votes. But then I'm seeing 4 votes, Amber M. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I don't know. I don't really care. You good?
Yeah,
You just won't be eating at my table. Period.
Yeah. So JJ says alliances are more important than friends, to be fair. I mean, we're playing a $1 million game. You have people who are coming from, well, to be quite honest, the game like Big Brother, you can't really take Big Brother players as much as you want to be really good friends with them. I feel like it is still a game, but what other people I feel like don't understand is that you also really build relationships. I mean, this is still it's a game, but these are still real people. These things are happening to real people. Real relationships are happening, and you're thinking that this is real. And I think that the beauty of the game is that some people do care more about the friendships coming in and being true to themselves and playing as a good player. And other people are like, whatever it takes to win the damn game, whatever it takes. So which one are you, Amber?
Well, I feel like my mistake was I've never watched Big Brother. So I didn't know how the game is played, or people would say they lie, but I'm just like, oh, maybe it's a couple of people. Like, I still don't even know what the show is about. I'm going to be 100% honest. So,
it's not really worth the watch.
I'm sorry?
It's not really worth the watch.
Remy and I were on the same season and it wasn't a great one. So she would probably suggest you not watch it ever.
I definitely want to watch. I just don't know what season to start on. Everyone tells me like something different.
Start with season 20 because that one's at least fun to watch.
Start on the one that Fessy and Casey were on, just in case he had to go back on the show.
Oh, okay.
And depending on your relationship with Josh, are you friends with Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so season 20.
Well, Josh actually told me not to watch this season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you don't like Josh, then maybe watch this.
Yeah, you don't want to watch this season if you kind of like.
Oh, that's funny.
So they're asking, did you know? So now you're going into deliberation, going into elimination. You kind of already know, right? All of these talks are about. At this point, do you think Gabby's going in, or are you like for sure knowing that all of this is happening to get Teresa out?
So when we were at the club, it was really 50-50 between Gabby and Teresa. And, you know, that's why I told Gabby to put her pride aside to talk to Amber. And, you know, she was like trying to convince her, like, let's just get the strong girls out. And that's what our whole itty bitty committee, you know, group was about. Let's get these strong girls out of here and let us rookies get these goals. Let's get a new person to win, you know? That was our mindset. So I told Gabby, like, you know, just like remind her of that. So, and obviously like watching last night's episode, Nani also put that little bug in her ear. So I just know for Amber's game, she was like, let me do this. And we knew at deliberation it was Teresa. But honestly, I always hated the deliberation because people played so stupid and I was just confused as to why. Like, you know who you're voting for. You know whose name is up. Like that time it was between Anissa and I. She was like, what? My name's going around? Like, girl, you knew your name was going around. Like, stop playing dumb. She's like saying, I'm surprised. Like, are you really surprised? They made you the house vote like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused.
At this point at all, do you feel like you're being still looked at as a target? Because, I mean, a couple weeks prior, you were like numero uno target. So Like, are you still feeling like attacked? Are you feeling like you're in a good space right now?
Oh yeah, I still feel attacked. I'm rogue, so that's the reason why I was not the house vote. I know that for a fact. Because a lot of people just, wanted to go against me and get a skull. And, I heard, partners and people telling me like, oh, the girls want to get their skull against you. Like they're waiting for you to be the house vote. So they were still coming for me.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think if they could have, they would have put you in there, but I'm glad that there was a wrench thrown in that plan because it's just too simple. There needed to be some shake up to that. But then after the deliberation, we have the vote. And
yeah,
we
was there
obviously
vote for Teresa, or was that like literally
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was it literally just like everybody voted for Teresa?
I think everybody voted for Teresa.
Yeah, I think it was pretty unanimous with that. So Teresa is the one that's voted in. When they get down there, though, they make it seem, they always do this and they always get me. They always make it seem like they're going to switch it up and it's going to be a guy's one or it's going to be the opposite one. And my dumbass is always the one that's like, but Teresa ends up going in. What did you think about Amber B deciding not to go in?
At that point, I was thinking, well, I still think that she was just like scared and didn't want to go against her because she knew she would lose. But I knew she wanted to throw that bone for her big brother alliance, so that's what she did.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a more interesting elimination if Amber went in. Like, I feel like they're more evenly matched than Casey, who's like a professional football player or whatever. And, this mom, this like housewife mom of two. Like, I feel like Amber and Teresa would have been like a more even match.
Right, yeah, for sure. Honestly, that would have been a good one. Because Casey's strong. I had to wrestle Casey on top of a truck. And I'm like, really? You guys put me with a football player?
Yeah.
So how close was it? Like when now we're into the elimination, you see what it is. It's basically getting these rings on 3 different poles. But you're pulling at each other. Was it a close match? At any point did it look like Teresa was actually making strides, or was this all editing?
It was really hard to watch because I like Teresa and I felt bad that I had to vote her in, but it was between her and Gabby, so I couldn't do my friend like that. But she wasn't really making a lot of progress. I mean, at one point she was, but I guess she just, I don't know, she kind of like gave it to Casey.
Yeah. And I'll say too, like, I think it's annoying when people don't go down, like when it is their opportunity to go. But I do think it was smart because I do think Amber B would have lost.
Yeah.
In this.
And Teresa was mad with her, so I know she would have took that anger out on her for sure.
Yeah, and you never know. She might not have, but I would guess, and I think it was smart on her part not to go down there at this one specifically because I don't think that she would have come out on it. But it does suck for Teresa because Casey, I mean, just a beast, like I said. There's just going in, it was not level at all. But she killed it. And then Teresa's gone. What were you thinking about that?
I honestly felt bad just because of the way she went out. Like she didn't get to put one ring in like on the pole. So I knew she kind of bothered her. But she gave it her all and she did a great season. So she should have left her head up high, like a little higher,
Do you think at all, though, that what she did to Cam literally bit her in the ass? Was that the big thing? Because I feel like this season they're making Cam to be like, at least the editing is making it seem like she's really in tune with what's going on. She's no dummy. She can pull some strings. She's making this shit happen as well on her side, and she's very, very aware of like what the Big Brother people are doing, what the rookies are doing, you know, trying to play a little bit more strategically with, you know, with the rest of the house. When you watch this, is it comparable to what you saw in the house? And do you think that, like, you know, Teresa shouldn't have done what she did to Cam?
Yeah, Cam was definitely waiting for the opportunity to throw her in, and she was smart about it. Like, you know, she could have done it the week before, but it was a guy's elimination when everyone thought it was going to be a girl's elimination, and she just wanted to make sure. So she was really smart about it. And also, she has Leroy in this game, who's been on this show for so long, and he has so many friends, so that just also helps her out a lot too.
Yeah.
And Teresa hasn't been on for a couple of seasons, so I don't think she kept in contact with half of these people. It didn't seem like it, you know? So I knew Cam had, like, the upper hand, and she was always, like, she's just, like, a really smart player. So she was always, you know, listening and trying to figure out what's going on and try to throw a bone for people. So she's a smart player.
She definitely is. You can see very much, like, how intuitive she is. I will say I'll miss her. I'll miss Teresa though, because I just kind of liked her, like, whatever attitude. She's just kind of like, I don't give a fuck if somebody's gonna come after me. I'm gonna do it anyways. And that was fun. It was fun to see somebody that was, like, a little bit more carefree than some of the other ones who have been so intertwined for the past, you know, however many seasons that they were on.
Right.
True. And I agree with all of that. I think that is key. Like, you kind of have to have people who are like that, and then other people who are more strategic, because, you know, I mean, some people do it mainly because they know that they want to be back next season, or, you know, they want to, you know, play good politics for the next, you know, next upon next season. Maybe they know they're not going to make it too far, you know, in this season, but, like, they're looking at a win in, like, 2023 or something. I don't know. But, so now, you know, Teresa's eliminated. Casey has her gold skull. You now have a new partner, and it's Tori. And a lot of people are just, I kind of laughed because Anissa was like, before you had to be scared that you get pregnant by Corey. Now you gotta worry you're gonna get eliminated or some shit like that. And I was laughing. You get Corey, are you happy or are you not happy?
Honestly, it's like 50-50, because I'm like, this guy, every partner he's had is just out the door, one after the other. So I'm just like, what's going on? But also, Corey's a great competitor. He's been to finals before, and he's not an asshole. So I'm like, all right, I'm sitting pretty right now, but we got to make sure we put some, like, sage or something to make sure this curse is, you know, gone. But also, people were talking about how Corey had more girl partners and I had, like, a lot of different guy partners. So they were saying, like, I had a little curse too. So, like, let's see whose curse is stronger, or maybe this curse can break the curse.
Yeah, like, two wrongs make a right type shit.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like you said, Corey's not the worst partner to have. Like, he seems at least like a really nice guy, and he's really supportive of the partners that he has. So that's at least, you know, a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely.
I really appreciated his conversation with Teresa. I don't know. I thought that was really sweet. It's good to see, like, it's good to see for me just, like, different sides of people, as it being, like, the first season I've watched. I like to see them and, like, how they can relate, and him talking to her about her having, like, postpartum depression and everything. It was just, like, a sweet moment. So I think he's a very, like, empathetic partner, and so hopefully what we see in the future with you and him is good. I'm hoping for the best.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really nice scene, because honestly, we're always used to seeing Corey, like, being a player and hooking up with people. So it's really nice to see him, you know, like, just bond with another female and have, like, real life conversations that doesn't have to involve the challenge itself, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was, like, really nice that he said that it gave him a different perspective on, like, his girlfriend Taylor and, like, the things that she's going through, because, you know, I feel like every season of the challenge, how they bring in like a lot of different people, like it gives you the opportunity to learn more about like other people's lives, but also like how, you know, your life has been affected by things that they might have gone through. So that was nice to see that, you know, he can empathize with his girlfriend more now.
So Amber, we have Marcy who's asking, are you going to be doing another season of the challenge, or would you want to do another season of the challenge?
Yeah, I would love to do another season of the challenge. You know, if I get that call, I'm definitely gonna hop up on it and hopefully get some more muscles. Nobody can call me small.
How much did you train for this? Were you training before, or were you just like, I can do it?
So they called me January last year. So I was going to the gym, but then COVID hit and the gyms closed. So I did like outside workouts, but I didn't have like any heavy weight. So I couldn't really, you know, go hard like how I wanted to.
Yeah, no, I think that we will definitely see you back at some point. I definitely think that they'll ask you. There are some people asking in the comments, would you ever consider doing Survivor or Big Brother?
Have you watched?
Have you watched Survivor?
I watched Survivor, yes, I did. I actually watched it after I came home from the challenge. I don't know. I like to eat, and I don't know if I want to be on an island only eating rice. So I don't know about that. Big Brother, I don't know. I have to see what it's about. Honestly, I know you evict people and you win money and you have to lie. Those are the only 3 things I know.
It's very I feel like it's very similar to the challenge, except it's less physical.
I don't know about that. I don't know if it's similar to the challenge, Jess. They get to go out. They get to go outside.
You don't get to go out. It's like, but it's still like the challenge, except that you're stuck in a house with people that you don't like.
So do you do challenges in the house?
In the backyard.
Everything is in the backyard or the house. You don't see really this outside of the studio ever.
Yeah.
And how long is that filmed for?
3 months.
Oh my gosh, that's nothing like the challenge.
Yeah,
exactly.
And like this might seem like a small detail, but it's a huge deal. You only get to go outside to the backyard like maybe 3 days out of the week. Otherwise, you're inside of the house. So that like is a small detail. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it's a huge deal to be like in the house with like 15 other people. You can't, and like the way that they have the house set up, the bedrooms are on this side, the bathrooms on this side. So you can't do anything without everyone else seeing what you're doing. So it's just, yeah.
And there's live feed. There's 24/7 camera. So like, there's no way that someone's not going to know what you're doing, how you're talking, and you know, yeah.
So like every time you did confront somebody,
yeah, it's live.
There's live feeds. So there's 3 episodes a week. But if anytime there's not an episode going on, you can go online and go to CBS All Access and you can watch from like 4 different cameras of what everybody is doing. So
you can watch it every day if you really want to.
You can watch. Yeah. There are literally people and like accounts that are dedicated to like tracking like what is said at all times, just because a lot of times this show will edit things differently and everything. And so like if you did have confrontation with people on this show, people would know. Everyone would know everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Lots of strategy. It's lots of strategy, a lot of downtime to think and overthink, and lots of times to
put your foot in your mouth. There's a lot of time to put your foot in your mouth. Like I feel like that will I don't even
Yeah, but you get eliminated for the most. I mean, you win a challenge, you get the power to put someone in elimination. They have to, you know, do another competition to try to get themselves out. And then they vote you out between 2 people. So it's almost like you have to campaign a lot. That's why you see a lot of these Big Brother players constantly strategizing numbers and lying. And if they come from that world.
It's just more politicky. That's what I was saying earlier, is it's not really like as confrontational, because it doesn't really serve you well to be super confrontational and like mess up your alliances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how long are you in there, Amber? Like, what's the longest time that you're in that bunker?
We filmed for 2 months.
Gotcha.
And how many times were you able to go outside?
Well, our gym was like outside.
Oh.
So we got to go outside, and then some people went running in front of the house. There was like a road, so people were like jogging there. When we had to go to the challenges, they would drive there. It would be like 3 hours away sometimes. And
Wow. That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that they would have been that far away, but that's nice though. At least you can like if you want to go for a run, just to like clear your head, you can. And I feel like that makes all the difference, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, I was quarantined by myself for almost a whole year. And then I get thrown in a house with 30 people. I have to share a room with 7 guys and 2 girls. I'm just like, oh, I was lost. And people obviously live differently and are messier. And, you know, it was really hard.
Yeah. No, I feel like any situation like that where you're like co-inhabiting with other people is bound to just be difficult. But then coming off of like not being around people for so long, like I wish they like touched on that a little bit. I mean, obviously like not everybody was like isolated by themselves for the whole time, but did you feel like your social like not like, did you ever feel awkward just because you hadn't been around people for a long time? Like at first, was it like a learning curve again to like be with people all the time?
Yeah, it definitely was. And I feel like that's why I didn't really make friends in the beginning, because I was just to myself and I'm just like watching everybody. So I was just like more observing than actually putting myself out there, you know? Like I was really trying to study like how people move and what they're saying and who they're saying what to. And yeah, it was just like, I don't know. I felt like I was just like put in a completely different planet and with people that I've never met. And it was just really crazy.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. If there's anybody in the chat that wants to ask any last questions or anything, we've kind of like gone through the whole episode. So if anybody has any more questions for Amber, now would be a good time. Go ahead and let us.
And we got some messages from Twitter. So the question is, who is now your best ally coming out of the house, and who is your worst rival?
Best ally would probably be Big T. I talk to her like every day, and she's actually here visiting. So we've been just like hanging out every day for like 2 weeks. So it's really nice.
Wait, she's in America?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know British people were allowed to come here.
She like flew to another country and then flew from that country to America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was really nice to, you know, see our friendship outside of the game, to see if it really is a friendship. Not that I'm saying like, you know, I had second thoughts, but sometimes people act different, you know. But she's honestly the same, and she's even more amazing. And rival, I guess. I think I have a list. No, I'm kidding. At this moment, I guess Amber, maybe Tori.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Interesting.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say like Devin or Fessy or somebody, but
we're doing guys too. Fessy 100%.
Oh,
yeah, I saw a little bit of a little Twitter beef going on a few weeks ago. So yeah, I'm like always in the drama, just like waiting to see what's going on. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yes, it is. Oh, we have Mr. Dash Cats. Love this man. He's actually part of the sequester community. He says, who else from Are You the One do you want to see on the challenge? Like if you could pick someone else next year, or if you're on in a couple years.
I would say I would love to see Max. He was from my season. Max and definitely Jasmine. I feel like we need more queer people on the challenge. And this season, they didn't have any queer men. You know, I feel like we need to see some queer men and put that out there. So I would definitely say Max and Jasmine.
Ooh. I wish they had a little bit more of that diversity as well. Makisha says, who do you think is getting a better edit than in actual reality? Who's the one who's being like, I don't know, you know, what's that word?
Fake?
Not fake. So one who's being hyped up. Who's being hyped up too much? It's like, nah, he wasn't like that in real life, or they weren't like that in real life.
I hate to say it. I hate to say this because we kind of like made up in a way, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say Anissa. She was just, I don't know. I feel like she's getting a really good edit. When in the beginning she was like a mean girl and made me and like my friends feel bad and feel so
Interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't have. I don't feel like they've like highlighted that very much at all. So it's interesting to hear like you say that from being in there.
Yeah, I feel like both Tori and Anissa though, like they were just on some mean girl shit, and like thinking they were the best competitors in the house. And I'm just like, what season did you win again? Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Did someone was saying that Devin? I mean, I don't know anything about Devin.
No, I don't think he is.
Don't follow him, but people are saying that Devin's queer.
Oh, I think he had like a girl back at home when we were filming this. So I don't know.
Oh.
So is there anything that happened, I guess, up until this point that they didn't show that you wish they had? Because I, saw some rumors online of maybe some showmances that might not have been shown. And yeah, so is there anything that you wish they showed or that you're happy that they didn't show, but you still want to talk about?
I'm happy they didn't show a showmance that I was involved in, if I'm being honest.
You were in a showmance?
I did.
Give us some tea.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but I feel like they showed it in the previews, so.
Oh, do you think that they're going to show it?
No, I guess not. But I had a little something going on with Michi when we were partnered. So yeah.
You guys did seem close.
Yeah. She said you guys seemed close while you were partners.
Yeah, we were very close.
Mm-hmm.
I did like pranks on people, so I wish they would have shown that. It was really funny.
Oh yeah.
And also, I feel like the fights that they're airing is nothing compared to what really went down. Like the recent fight with Devin, Fessy, Josh, and Kyle, that was just like nothing compared to what really happened. So I wish they would have showed that more.
So was that fight like a bigger deal, or was there like another fight that?
No, it was a really big deal.
Okay, so you think they watered it down a little bit?
Oh, a lot of it.
Damn. I wonder why. I mean, this is the drama that we need. I feel like there hasn't been that much like personal drama that they've been showing like they usually do. Like a lot of it is very game related. And I wonder why they're like taking that route.
Yeah, I don't know why either. They should have just added, like, we all want to see it.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it could be just the, I don't know, just the way everybody is now with COVID and just the state of where everybody's at right now. Maybe they didn't want to, like, make people.
Maybe they're just trying to keep it lighter.
Yeah. I feel like they're just focusing more on competition now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I can definitely see that.
So Jalen says, who would you rather do an X's 3 with Justin or Remy, or do a Rivals 4 with Amber, B, or Tori?
I would do X's with Justin for sure. And for Rivals, I'm gonna probably say Tori.
Wow.
Why Tori over Amber?
Because Tori's like known in this game. I feel like my rivalry with Amber is stronger, but I just feel like Tori is a vet in the game and she has more friends than Amber, so people will have her back a little more. So she can tag me along with that.
Good.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna be very biased and say I really hope that you and Amber B squash it and become like besties again, because I love you both. And I absolutely hate it when people that I love are like not loving each other. But then again, I'm a very big like woman lover. I try to be. So I hope that.
But I also understand your feelings, because I would feel upset about that too. So I get it.
It's hard.
Honestly, if it didn't go for me for all those other times, I think it would have been fine. But there's people that reached out to me, like, why is your partner reaching out to me, who I wasn't even close to, saying, hey, Amber, like, I voted for you this episode, like, I'm sorry. You know, like, people reached out to me to tell me, and it's just like, you're over here not telling me anything, and I'm, like, shocked when I see you press the button on my name all these times.
I'm surprised people are doing that, saying, like, reaching out to other people and saying, like, hey, you know, that's really nice. I didn't expect
nice. And it's just, like, from people I least expect it from, you know, people I really to. So it's really nice. They don't have to do that, but, you know, people I'm expecting to do it, like, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's, like, people trying to do damage control for, like, the future.
Oh,
like,
100%. 100%.
People know how to play.
Like, I forgive, but I don't forget.
There we go.
Smart girl.
And we'll leave it at that, because I think that is a perfect place to leave it. Amber says she will forgive, but she will not forget. You heard that for the next season, or probably for the next couple of episodes. We don't know what to expect. But Amber, tell everybody where they can reach you if they want to start following you. Where can they go?
Guys, you can follow me on Instagram, Amba with 3 A's _, or you can follow me on Twitter, which is Amba with 1 A 1210.
Yeah.
Nice.
There
Is there
you go.
anything that you have coming up that you want to tell everyone anything about?
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are you working on anything that you want anyone to, like, keep up with or, like, look out for in the near future?
Well, I do have a YouTube channel as well called Spill 3 with 3 L's, and we do reaction videos of the challenge, and I'd be spilling some tea as well, so you guys can definitely check that out as well.
Yes.
Yes. So what we're going to do is that we're going to gather all that information, and then we're going to update our comments with those links for anybody who wants to follow if you didn't catch it. Thank you so much, Amber. Please stay for a quick second as we end the broadcast, and then we can just have a quick little goodbye, formal goodbye. But thank you, everybody, for watching. We do the challenge recaps every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and we also do our Bachelor recaps every Tuesday at 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all so much. If you don't already, click like, subscribe. That's the key to know what we're all up to, and to tell you who our next guest is. And we're not going to mention it yet, but we will soon.
But yes, thank you so much, Amber, for coming on. You're so fun to talk to, and I can't wait to see how this new partnership goes, and hopefully make it all the way. We're excited.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.